Jennie Nguyen. So Miss Girl, honey, over there, she is a cast member of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. For those of you guys that do not know and are unfamiliar, Miss Jennie is in big trouble at this time because somebody went scouring throughout her Facebook, and they found some posts on her page that were not positive, okay, at all towards the Black community. So they decided to air her out. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what some of those images look like. I took a screenshot because I personally went over to her page and did a little digging and searching the images that are off to the side. I saw all of those on that page and more. So I took a screenshot so that you guys can know this is indeed Jennie's page. The only thing I wish I would have done was gotten a screenshot of her cover photo, because that was an actual image of her and her daughter. There were pictures of her and her husband, as you can see in the corner, and a lot of other photos of her. And one of the pictures that's circulating around, you can see it on that screenshot of this particular of that photo being on her page. Okay, so Miss Jennie had a lot of negative things to say. I'm leaving it up for a second for you guys to go ahead and check it out, read it. She said some negative things about the Black community. She's even spread false information about George Floyd and a lot of stuff. Okay. Now, Miss Jennie did not address things for quite some time on yesterday. It took her a very long time for her to address the BS. And she finally responded like towards the afternoon or the evening time, somewhere in there. And she gave us this week's apology. And the caption said, hashtag hate is a virus. So why you didn't catch that virus when you went on to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and then try to put that off on Mary? But we finna get into it, so give me a second, okay? So here we are. This is the post that she put up. She says, I want to acknowledge and apologize for my deleted Facebook post from 2020 that resurfaced today. At the time, I thought I was speaking out against violence, but I have since learned how offensive and hurtful my words were. It's why I deactivated that account more than a year ago, and why I continue to try to learn about perspectives different from my own. I regret those posts, and I'm sincerely sorry for the pain that I have caused. Jennie, bravo, whoever make the content, the producers, y'all gonna have to uproot this girl, because it's so many lies in this that we didn't even need this apology, because we already knew that she was full of SHI and all of the tea. For real, for real. If I went over to your page and got a screenshot, why you sitting up here lying, saying that number one, some things resurfaced that you deleted years ago when they still was on your page. Then you said that you deleted an account that was never deleted. So that's the thing. It's too many lies in there for me. And is this what y'all want? Is this somebody y'all want to represent? To represent Bravo? I'm a little confused. Yikes. But then y'all still not letting Nene come back. Ooh, somebody help me make. It's not.
I don't think Bravo gonna hold this against her. I think they gonna treat it similar to, it was one of the housewives on Real Housewives of Dallas, and I can't remember her name, but she said something racist again. She did like an Asian accent. And then it was another one that said something racist against Mexican people. And I felt like it was just kind of overlooked. She came on and apologized for it, and they never directly addressed it. But I feel like the energy will probably be different on another show, especially since, okay, so this is the thing. I do think Jennie racist, and we kind of alluded. We had a good conversation a couple weeks ago whenever we talked about how a lot of non-American born people do not understand the struggle that Black people go through, because they think if I came over here from nothing, you could do it as well, not knowing that a lot of it's systemic and we were brought over here. So that's what I absolutely see in Jennie. She is repeating things that people around her have said. She probably feels like the token in rooms where you see a lot of successful white people. You're an immigrant, so you feel like a token because you're successful as well. So you're seeing what they're saying. And I'm like, girl, this apology wasn't good enough for me, because if you were posting that stuff for years, because I think not all of it was posted in 2020. She had been posting that for years.
Mm-hmm.
You stand by this. You and your husband raised y'all's kids based on this. So I think she deserves to get kicked off. Honestly, y'all brought her on the show to be another minority, but to see her in a way to where she can create dissonance between other minorities lets me know that she doesn't feel the quota for diversity on the show, because she still has a very whitewashed and tainted mindset. So
Mm-hmm.
replace her with another minority person if you want to diversify Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
I agree.
She
And
was worse than a white woman.
Meredith can't even come out and say anything. She said she had a lot to say, but it seems like they're being restricted from talking about things at this time.
Did you get the DM?
Oh no, let me check it
Check the
out.
DM.
Let me also say thank you to this person for the super chat. I promise she's going to turn this around on how she deals with racism as an Asian immigrant and cry. She better not. I don't even want this to be a part of her storyline.
Let me
Oh,
tell you something.
wow. Oh, not Miss Jen
Yeah.
Shaw for the rescue, honey.
There you go.
My
Jen
God.
has something to say on. But let me say this though, before you get into that.
Okay.
When Dewey was talking about having more children so that they can fill the world with more people like them, that was my first inkling that something was wrong. Who the fuck says that? That was the first thing, because I was like, oh, okay, you're one of those. I thought about it. And then as time went on, I started to not like Dewey. And then I started to not like her. And we felt that she was pouring it on rather thick with Mary because, good and goddamn well, in American society, a lot of Asian facial features are considered positive and beautiful, especially in comparison to Black people's facial features, which are still on a scale together. That's what I don't like that y'all do. Y'all try to compare y'all shit to us like we're not all on the same scale. We're not on different scales, okay? We're on the same scale and you're higher than us. So you can't use how white people see you negatively as a comparison to how white people see us negatively, because you then jump on the bandwagon to do that to us as well so that you can see more down with white people, while simultaneously only being able to come here and be successful because Black people fought in the Vietnam War, which is probably why you came over here. And then another thing is that Black people fought for the civil rights movement for you to even be able to come over here and live your life and get tax breaks and all the other shit that Asian people are able to do in this country while simultaneously using their foot to step on our necks and our communities. But yes, Jen Shaw had something to say.
Okay, I'm pulling that up now. So give me 1 second, guys, as I pull that up for everybody. I do have a few super chats that I'd like to get to. So if you guys could just bear with me as I pull this up. Anything else that you wanted to add about the situation, Miss Necey?
No, I just hope they kick her out, send her on her way, pack her bags. You better get your luggage.
It's like, really, bitch, how dare you?
Please.
Like, I just keep thinking about the audaciousness. And then also like the obsessiveness of it. This is what you put on your Facebook. Like, this is what's all over your Facebook. Like the way you're obsessing with us and the way that comment she made about, I grew up in Long Beach. I know how to wrap my hair up and take my earrings off and be like, yeah, let's work it out. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Don't use anything you've learned from us. Please do not. Please don't use anything you've learned from us, because you obviously have an issue with us and you're simultaneously obsessed with us. Weird as fuck.
Thank you so much, Chanel, for the super chat. Bravo fired people from Vanderpump Rules for past racist posts. I wonder if the same will happen to her. It should, definitely, because these posts are as recent as 2020. And if you look at 2021, 2020 and 2021 was really the same year. So that's very recent. A lot of times when people old posts come up, it be from like 5+ years ago or something. No, this is very recent. This is how she feels now. And I feel like that was her exhibiting a bit of discrimination on the cast against Miss Mary based on how she treated her, but other people can say whatever it is they want to say to you. So I don't feel like that's fair. Thank you so much, Nehar, for the super chat. And then I have one more, and then we'll get into what Miss Jen Shaw had to say as well. Livero, thank you so much for the super chat. I think she should come back as a friend of the show and let Jen Shaw and Meredith address her, fire her for season 3. Loved Bondy's education about the civil rights movement on her channel. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think I would love to see Jen Shaw and Meredith actually address her on Twitter. I feel like her coming back onto the show as a friend of the show is still being rewarded for her views and her behavior of how she treated her past castmate. But let's go ahead and get into what Miss Jen Shaw had to say. Okay, so Jen puts this on her page and she says, I rarely believe what I see or hear online. I know firsthand what it feels like to be judged without evidence or an admission of guilt. However, since my Real Housewives of Salt Lake City cast member has admitted that she made those horrible comments and posts, I must now stand up and on behalf of my husband and sons who are African American to say that I am deeply offended by the racially insensitive posts and comments. It was infuriating to see her like and repost comments that made a mockery of and showed complete apathy towards those killed, marching to bring awareness to the deep-seated social justice issues that plague our country. I am equally disappointed by the disingenuous apology that was issued. Needless to say, we have some real SHI to talk about. No, ma'am, Miss Jen Shaw, if you're going to talk about it, you need to talk about it off camera. Don't be trying to sit up here and make this a part of the storyline to continue to have this woman on the show. No, ma'am. I hate it.
And so she can use it to grandstand and liken herself to Black people again. Because you know how she like to do that. She loves to pick up our arguments. And that's what she tried to do with
Mary. That's what she tried to do with Mary, make Mary be the racist. But I feel the same way about Jen as I do about Jennie, because Jen, in a different way, she tries to use her person of color entry card to basically get over on people and to make it seem like she is a victim. For example, last season, she said, all of you guys had your effing foot on my necks. And she said something, I felt like she was alluding to something to do with George Floyd, because that's right around the time that it happened, when she said, you had your foot on my neck and I'm the only minority here. It really disgusted me that she would use that situation and try to compare it to your Manila colored ass on the show and make it seem like, you know, you really can relate to the struggle. So all this is reflection.
And she's not even proud to be herself, because if she was proud to be who she is, she wouldn't have bleached her skin just like Mary did.
Oh, help me. All quiet on the Western Front. Okay. Let's go ahead and scoot on over, honey. We got to talk
Wait a minute. Somebody mentioned something in the comments that I wanted to ask y'all about. They said that Jen has a Jenny Blackmore table in her home. And I don't know what that is, but somebody mentioned that in my comments, that they knew that she was racist because she had that in her house. And I was like, what is that? I don't even know who that is.
I've never heard of that before. Now I got to look it up.
I'm about to say that must be some racist artist. Is that what that is? Jenny Black? Right. Black.
Girl, all of us over here like, well, let me put it back on the screen.
Like, what does that mean?
Blackamoor.
Blackamoor? Okay, that sounds racist.
It ain't the more that I know. Oh,
Oh, okay. She had that in her home. Interesting. Basically, a ceramic blackface. Blackface statues.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, wow. They said very expensive art for elite racist.
Oh, wow.
Let her go. Get your luggage. You need to catch your flight, Jennie.
Wow, that's weird. You guys are really obsessed with us. Like, I don't see Black people creating little white figurines to keep around our houses.
That's very weird.
That's just
Yikes.
Jewelry, furniture, just early modern period depicting a Black man. Common examples. Okay, wow. That's a rich racism. And then remember that elitism that I was talking about with Dewey? And, you know, wanting to populate the world with other like-minded xenophobic Asian people. Oh, thanks for that. Because, you know, we don't have enough of those.